So you don't know if your action scenes are exciting enough. Well, here's a couple things that you can do. Hi, I am MSK. In this series, I edit webtoons made by Canvas creators. Today's webtoon is Angel Azul by Black Ink Studio. Sergio Torres is a mediocre Mexican wrestler with an unimpressive record, but when the orphanage he grew up in is under the risk of shutting down, he decides to leave his home country and move to America, the land of opportunities. Now being an immigrant in a place he doesn't know, would he be able to make it big and earn enough money to save the orphanage? Or will he fail and just be remembered as nobody? My number one recommendation for every fight scene is to raise the stakes. If you put your protagonist in a tough spot, your audience will root for him and will want to see him win. When your protagonist is calm, your audience is also immediately calmed down. They might think, oh, this will be nothing special, he can handle it. Of course, we all know that realistically the protagonist is going to win, but at least make it look a little bit more like it might be a difficult fight. I talked more about this in my previous video, but for you specifically, I strongly recommend deleting this sentence about him winning. There is a certain rhythm to fight scenes, which I can best describe as a cycle of thought, action, and reflection. For example, you're doing it here.
This guy is fast. Bam. Duck.
My only problem is that the whole thought, action, reflection thing, it's very contained. It's only expressed through the two fighters. Now, lucky for you, they seem to be in an arena. In organized fights, there's always, an audience, maybe a referee, perhaps the fighter's friends are there, and these are all extremely useful tools for creating excitement. Let's see how we could integrate some of that into the chapter. So he's a newcomer, while his opponent is the local tough guy. Let's have the audience underestimate him at first. And then, once they are both on the ground, now this is a good spot for the referee or the commentator to say something. Okay, after the local guy thinks this, how about we emphasize it with the audience having a change of heart? Or maybe the referee is commenting on it too. This way, through the audience's reflection, we will now be able to see the actual impact of their hits and kicks. And when you see other people get really excited about this fight, meaning, the audience, the referee, and so on, it will kind of create the atmosphere that you want. We've talked about how to hype up a fight scene using the plot, setting. Now let's move on to the art. I love what you did with the colors. They create such a unique atmosphere. And also the choreography, it's very well thought out and professionally done. Now one thing I would recommend is to make your panels more dynamic. What I mean by this is, if you look at these images from chapter 27, you'll notice that they all have a similar camera angle, a similar camera distance as well. The shape is also similar. This kind of repetitiveness, it creates a static feeling. And this type of visual, it can be seen during conversation scenes a lot. What I wish you could do instead is spice it up a little. For example, you could zoom in, and I mean really zoom in on a couple images. You could also experiment with different panel shapes and sizes. And lastly, create some more variation in camera angles. Fight scenes are absolutely the time to go crazy with the art. And I know camera angles or perspectives is a super tough one for most people. So here are some incredible tools to help you with it. Two that I would recommend today are Clip Studio Paint and Magic Poser. And I know everybody probably has heard about Clip Studio Paint by now, but it's still worth mentioning. It's just fantastic, and now you can see me struggling with it a little bit. And the other one is Magic Poser. Now this is completely free, and you can use it on your mobile or your desktop. And I love this tool. It's just so good. It has most of the things that I think we would need. It's wonderful. Just check it out, you guys. Leave the link in the description.